Thank you very much. So yeah, we'll open up for questions in the audience. So the first hand was here. Yes, please, gentleman here in the middle, and I see a few others. Yes, coming. Please just introduce yourself quickly, and short questions, short answers.
Thank you. Hiro Akita from Tokyo, Nikkei. So 2 quick questions. One is, what is a glue to unite the BRICS together? It sounds like glue is to get richer together, so economic prosper. But eventually, do you think that the BRICS will also unite politically to push forward its own rule making? That is the one question. And second question is journalistic question. If Mr. Trump changed his mind and think that, oh, I want to also join the BRICS, so let us participate in BRICS. We can do business together. Let's prosper together. What do you think will be the best reaction from BRICS?
Okay, good. Very quick question. Constanza, do you want to?
Yeah.
But we need to be on time, so quick question, answer, please.
As I say, the purpose for BRICS, I guess, based on their need for their quick growth, also, in some sense, express their unhappiness to existing international institutions because they don't feel they are be treated equally. I guess, on the other hand, that's maybe the weakness of BRICS because they don't have a very solid base on, just like G7 on the ideology. That's maybe is a weakness.
Yeah.
For your second question, I don't think it will happen.
Good. Next question. Yes.
Yes. Good afternoon, Jean-Michel Severino, Ferdi. I have actually a follow-up question. At the beginning of the BRICS movement, there was a clarity, even with all the problems and the hiccups that Mrs. Makhaya mentioned about the nature of the project, which was both political and economic. Now, what is striking, and very much around middle-income countries, emerging economies. Now, what has happened very recently is the extension of the BRICS to Saudi Arabia on the one hand, but also Ethiopia on the other hand. And therefore, the project is some kind of blurred. Where is it going? My predecessor asked whether US would join, but my question would be, Ben, is South Sudan next to join?
Okay.
What's the project?
Yeah, very good question. Maybe, Trudi, do you want to quickly answer?
Yeah, so I mean, the BRICS itself has put, I don't know if it's public, but they do have a framework that they've worked on in terms of thinking about how to include new countries and how to deal with expansion. I think the first set of expansion was a bit less methodical, but I think going forward we should expect to see a bit more structure to it. But having said that, I mean, I think the glue, you know, somebody gave the example of G7 and G20. Both were pretty much problem-solving exercises in terms of challenges of the moment. So I don't think we should criticize BRICS for being also problem-solving for what those countries see as challenges of the moment. And I think in terms of glue, to the extent that constructive and new institutions can be built that are not, to put it crudely, about grievances, but actually about really advancing certain ideas. I think that will be the ultimate test. And as I mentioned earlier, I think an institution like the New Development Bank gives a hint of what's possible in terms of actually just building something new, which isn't necessarily about complaints with the established order.
Very good. Last question, yes, the lady here on the second row.
Yeah, hello. I am Marie-Roger Biloa. My question is linked to the first one, which was raised, and it is about the ambition of the BRICS. When we see the numbers, the figures, you introduced to us with the trade, what they represent of the global economy, and all this, it sounds very powerful, but you don't feel the ambition to challenge the world order, which some people believed the BRICS is all about. And I wonder if I'm right in assessing that. Why is the question of the currency, the common currency, did not really appear there? Yeah, there's a bank, but there's no, I didn't hear you speaking about that currency. So my question is, do the BRICS really want to be an alternative organization to, I don't know, to what we call the old world order? Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Constanza, please.
I think it's a very good question, and in terms, and I knew it would come why the private sector is not talking about this topic within the BRICS. And I think that the way to see it is that probably they haven't delivered so far in terms of the bloc, and I think this needs to be recognized. But at the same time, we need to, sort of Trudi was saying, give the possibility of countries that have a purpose to be an alternative and to cooperate. We don't need to demand more in terms of glue. I think the glue has changed over the past year for this group. We'll have to see whether it's still glue in the coming years with more members. And I think here there are two comments. In terms of the membership, there are some countries within the bloc that have different perspectives on costs, for instance, Brazil. And not, for instance, one of the priorities would be about how to establish the new membership of the group. And in terms of the currency, I think this is a topic for a long-term perspective. I think it's very legitimate to look for ways to reduce costs of transactions, but from the private sector perspective, it's not something that would happen from one day to the other. It's relevant to discuss, but there are many other priorities before that.
Yeah, very good. I think we are out of time, so sorry, or if you have 10 seconds, please.
Okay, answer your question. The challenging depends how you define it. In terms of NDB, that's the first international organization initiated by developing countries.
Yeah.
In that sense, you may challenge it, but doesn't mean you want to turn down existing international institutions. As I said yesterday, they made some contribution. They play important role to keep world peacefully in 80 years, past 80 years. That's something positive. We don't want to turn down all existing international economic order.
Yeah. So we started with the discussion of saying, is it a geoeconomic experiment? I think it's much more than this. It's a real reality for the world of business. And I think it's great that we have the possibility here to bring that together. Aussi un grand merci à la World Policy Conference de mettre le monde du business et le monde politique ensemble. So many thanks for your attention and a great thank you to this panel. Thank you.